I wanted to paint a battle brother that looked like he'd survived a dozen skirmishes, and I'm not sure I succeeded. Some elements of the mini I'm happy with, the basic recipes are solid, but I'm unsure about my edge highlights, and maybe I went a little overboard on the battle damage. Let's take a look at where I messed up so you won't. Let's paint. I started from a black prime and sprayed dead red over the whole mini, building up several thin layers. I sprayed this at 25 psi thinned 1:1 with Vallejo thinner, and unless I say otherwise, these are the settings I went for. You would probably be better off starting from a light prime, but I've had very few good experiences with those myself, and with a few coats, this covers decently. At this point, I noticed a mold line on the helmet, so using a scalpel, I shaved it off and then used some 2000 grit sanding sponge by Tamiya to eradicate any trace of the mold line or damage to the paint. I simply sprayed over it with a few more layers of dead red, and I don't think the end result is noticeable. Then I sprayed P3 Morrow White to pre-shade the mini, and this will decide what areas will be yellow and which will have a more orange tone. Now here's one of the points I probably messed up. I was a little overzealous with the white on the lighter areas, so I've lost a little of the shading. During some of my test minis, I didn't go far enough with the white, and the end result was just not an Imperial Fist at all. This is currently my favourite white paint in the airbrush, but if you have any trouble with it, a couple of extra drops of thinner should sort it right out. Now for the main event, Imperial Fist contrast paint. I sprayed this with just a couple of drops of thinner to help it go through, but it should be fine on its own. It's important to apply a coat across the mini, then give it some time to dry, as contrast paints tend to darken after you apply them. I ended up giving it a second coat after this, and that's the yellow all done. Then I blacked out anything I didn't want to be yellow or red. Things like the weapon, the undersuit, the vents on the backpack, and the belt. Don't worry if you make any mistakes here, we'll be chipping the armor after, and shortly I'll show you the best way to cover small errors. For the trim, I wanted a cool, desaturated red, so I started with Khorne red, base coating the trim and the equipment. Then I highlighted it using Wazdakka red. For the trim, make sure you pay attention to where the initial airbrush highlights were, as these areas need to match. Now, you could leave this here, but I wanted something a little bit brighter, so I mixed some dead red into the Wazdakka red, which does bring it more towards pink, but I think it really works. I also used this mix as the edge highlight for the shoulder trim at the end, and I made it quite scratchy in order to weather it. If you make any small mistakes here, simply apply a couple of thin layers of Volcanic Yellow, as it's a pretty good colour match. For the edges, I used Pale Yellow. Now, you could use Ice Yellow, and I'd be using that later for weathering, but for now, I just went around every edge with Pale Yellow, being nice and scratchy with it and using the side of my brush where possible to make my life a little easier. Take your time with this step, it really pops against the darker areas, but it still shows up against the brightest highlights. I wanted to do black for the weapon casing as it would contrast nicely with the yellow, and all I did was make a 2-to-1 mix of black and Basalt Grey and highlight the top of the case, and I highlighted the lower grip as well, just for fun. Then I just added some more Basalt Grey until the mix was 1-to-1 and highlighted inside of the previous step. And with some more pure Basalt Grey, I did some edge highlights around these areas. That's it for the base coats, so I decided to gloss varnish the mini to apply decals and an enamel wash. I used Vallejo polyurethane gloss varnish and I applied a couple of coats across the mini. After the decals were applied and left to cure for a few hours, I gave them another coat of gloss varnish to help them look a little more painted on, and I really think this is worth doing. For the enamel wash, I used MIG panel line wash dark red brown, thinned about 1:1 with odorless thinner, and I covered the whole model ensuring the recesses were filled with the wash. You'll need to apply a few coats of this, so once you've applied the first one, let it dry for up to an hour, and then go back over the whole mini. You could apply one thicker layer, but I tend to thin all washes a little, as I'd rather do a thin coat, it not be enough, and then another thin coat, rather than one thick coat that could be too overpowering. Clean up any brown on the yellow where you don't want it, simply dampen a makeup sponge with odorless thinner and gently wipe it across where you don't want the wash. If you go too hard with this, there is a chance you could remove paint underneath, so take your time with this and be very gentle. After letting the enamels dry overnight, I gave the whole mini a couple of coats of AK Ultra Matte Varnish, which I thinned 1:1 with AK Thinner, spread at 25 psi. I wasn't quite sure what to do with the belt. It's the only leather on the mini, so I didn't want to draw too much attention to it. I ended up using a 1:1 mix of Basalt Grey and Tenebrous Grey, which gave me a slightly purple tone, and I did big scratchy highlights with this. Then I made another mix with even more Basalt Grey to highlight. For the lenses, I base coated them with Macragge blue. If you make any mistakes here, just neaten up as you did earlier. Then I drew a thin line across the lens to suggest a glow using white. This might need a couple of coats, but just take your time using a sharp brush tip. Then I did a couple of coats of thinned Akhelian green contrast, though honestly I think a couple of more coats would have looked a little better. For the metallics, I used Vallejo dark steel and covered most of the areas I painted black earlier. This is such a good one-coat silver and I highly recommend it. Then I gave the steel areas a coat of Rotwood brown wash, which is slowly becoming my favourite brown wash. This is just for a little definition and dirt. Now for the step I definitely overdid, but I don't necessarily regret, the chipping. I went around the whole model with Afro Shadow and chipped more or less every yellow surface. You could use a sponge for this to get it done faster, but I just like to do it like this, it's very relaxing. I varied my marks and I also did some scratches. Against the yellow, this looks great. Also, don't forget to go over your decals with this. If you do use a sponge, don't press too hard, and make sure you rotate the sponge each time so you don't get a repeating pattern stamped across the mini, as this can draw the eye in quite a bad way. I really wanted this guy to look like he's just tanked a hail of bullets and is now retaliating with a single well-placed bolt round. Now, you could leave this here, it looks great, but I really like to highlight my damage. So I went around every chip with ice yellow, highlighting largely the undersides of them where the light would be bouncing off. Anywhere you put a little too much of this yellow, just go back to the brown and re-establish the chip. This is such a forgiving part of painting, and if you want to practice brush control, it's a great way to do that. And as you can tell, I'm still working on it. Very final step, I did a few scratches on the pistol casing using Basalt Grey. And with that, our Son of Dawn is complete. While painting this guy, I wasn't convinced, but honestly watching it back, I'm pretty happy, and I'm content if you wanted to paint an army like this, it wouldn't take you that long, which ultimately is the goal here. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe really helps. Leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions for what you'd like to see next, and hopefully I'll see you next week for something a little more piratey. Bye for now.